Welcome into the Lounge, presented by DraftKings. I'm Ryan Mink here with Garrett Downing, and we are thrilled to sit down with tight end Charlie Kolar. And Charlie, I love watching you play, man, because it honestly is very evident how much fun you have playing the game, and especially when you score touchdowns. The celebrations, they don't seem planned. They're just like spur of the moment, you know. The football toss, it almost had a little LeBron feel to it.
Toss of chalk.
It wasn't intended. I just kind of threw the ball.
Exactly. See, this is what I'm saying. The high step, you know, like if I was a guy who was scoring a touchdown in the league, like I would probably high step if nobody was around me. I'd do that in backyard football against my kids.
Yep.
So take me behind the touchdown celebrations for you.
Not much behind the curtains. Not a lot of cognitive function going on. I just get really excited and my body just starts kind of moving, and then look at it on tape, kind of grimace a little bit, but it's fun. I just like celebrating with my guys, you know, the O-line, tight ends, running backs, receivers. You know, it's fun to celebrate with the offense. It's a good group.
Well, why do you grimace? Do you feel like the high step, you wanted like a higher high step? What was it?
I always, like, in my mind, picture myself looking like more athletic than the tape looks. Like the high step, like I thought I was like really high stepping, and I look on there, I look like I got like a hamstring injury. But
I'll be honest, if I were gonna rank the players who I thought were most likely to high step into the end zone,
yeah,
you wouldn't be high on the list.
No,
but you did it. I don't know anybody else has done it this year.
I didn't like plan on it. I was just like juiced because like everyone runs that, you know, Y league play. You sell the run block and then leak, and we've run it before, and sometimes like they drop. It sucks getting zoned because the ends drop and you just kind of cover it. But when they do play man, like a lot of times the guy guarding you is the safety, and so like they get caught up in the mush.
Right.
And so I was so open. I was like, and that's because like it's kind of like a breath of relief too, because like, we were really struggling in the red zone that game.
Yeah.
Like I think we had 2 or 3 field goals in the red zone.
Yeah.
And you know, so like it was like I was pretty juiced. So
Yeah, well done. Now your touchdown that you had this game against the Dolphins, I asked you about this after the game because, so just to run through it, the play happens and you kind of stumble a little bit coming off the line. Mm-hmm. And I asked you after the game whether that was intentional, and you joked that it was just elite athleticism.
I gotta stop saying stupid stuff, man. Like, my face has been on social media too much. I'm with Mads this weekend, and like opens up, my face is there. It's just too much, man. I gotta shut up, man. I gotta shut up.
I'm still not convinced. Was there any level of intentionality with that stumble? Because it looked like it could have been.
No, I tripped on the Fortec. I was slamming the tackle, and then I just like tripped trying to release. It looks like gap scheme, so like, you know, that's like kind of there's a lot of mush in there. But no, I didn't mean to. Like I've seen, like I remember last year. I forgot what team it was. It might have been the Lions. They had like a fake fumble or something.
Stuff.
Like it's kind of cool. But no, I was not trying to. I wish I was.
I think it kind of sold it, though, to be honest.
I might have.
It might help sell it a little bit.
I got to put it in.
Yeah.
So the tight ends really came alive down there in Miami. Yeah. I mean, Mark with 2 touchdowns, yourself, Isaiah caught a bunch of balls.
Yep.
Just what was it like in the tight ends room when you're watching that film?
It's a lot more fun to watch the games when you win. That's not too hard to figure out. I think it's good. You know, I think it's like a testament to like the work we've put in as a room. Like I think we have a very talented room, but also like a good group of guys who like are happy for one another. And it's been great to have Pat back, and then seeing, you know, all 3 of us get a little involved in the offense was fun, and packing back out there. But no, it's a fun room to come to work with. It's just like I can't say enough good things. It's a good room. George is a great coach. It's a good room.
What makes it a good room? What makes it special?
I think you got some guys who can play football like in different ways. Obviously, like you have some much different like play styles and body types between the 4 of us, and then obviously Luke and now Scotty being there is great. I thought Z played well at the beginning of the year. I'm happy he got picked up by New Orleans. I'm super happy for him. He's a good dude, good player. I hope it's always like, you know, when you have a guy cut, like it's a friend. Like, you know, you want him to be around because of your friend, but like I want him to have a good career. Like so it's cool to see him get signed to an active roster. But no, I mean, you got different group of personalities, quite a different group of personalities. And then you just like have bunch of guys that are kind of unselfish and wanting to help the team, but also like excited to like celebrate the room and the team. And like I said, George does a great job in there, and it's a fun group to work with.
You mentioned the different personalities. Mark is someone who stands out to me. Just he's so focused and so serious about everything that he does.
Yeah.
And he's the veteran of the group. He's obviously got he's put up some big numbers over the course of his career. How does he kind of set the tone for that group? And I don't know, is he just the serious one in the room with you and Isaiah who take on a little bit? It seems more of a joking personality.
Yeah, I mean, Mark's certainly more serious. Like Mark's still he's still a good guy. Like in the rooms and stuff, you laugh, have a good time. But obviously, Mark's a little more serious. I think there's a level of respect in the room, like the understanding of like how much we all care about our job. Like I think like for myself personally, like I've said it before, like I take like things I don't like think that are serious. Like I take them like jokingly. Like I don't take like interviews very seriously. Like
we appreciate it.
Or like a celebration, but like the things in my life that I like care about and passionate about, like my faith, Mads, my family, like football. Like I'm incredibly detail oriented and like try to play as hard as I possibly can. I think that the room like as a whole like does a good job of like we all have our different personalities, but like there's a level of mutual like understanding and respect of how serious we all take this and how much we care. Like that losing streak, like that sucked. Like that was miserable. Like to come in like we think we're a good team. Like and I don't think that ever went away. So like when you keep losing those games, you got to like really like look at yourself in the mirror and like, what are we doing that is not up to standard? And I think as a room, like we've taken a lot on ourselves to like continue to be like valuable in the run in the pass game. And I think that's a thing that like all of us do. And I think all of us, play with that effort and that passion. But yeah, no, it's a really good room. I got nothing but good things to say.
When you mentioned that losing streak and the team struggling early on, how do you keep from when the team is struggling, it's easy to say, like, are we good? Like, is this thing going to turn around? Like, were we wrong? Like, it's easy to have those thoughts. How do you prevent those from getting into the locker room and then warping the vision that you have for this team?
Well, I mean, it's like the fact of the matter is, like, you are what your record says you are, and, like, you are what you put on tape. And at that point, we were not a good team. Like, we just weren't. Like, it's not that we can't be a good team, but, like, the record says that we are not playing well right now, and that's the truth. So we had to look ourselves and like, but the thing is, that's the exact same way when you flip it around. A team who's 10-0 can go lose to 0-10 team, and that day they're not a good team. Like it's all about like what you is week to week. So I think that's like we've had some success here, especially we've gone on runs. We've won quite a few games in a row, and like that doesn't just because you were a good team last week doesn't mean you are a good team this week. Obviously, past is the greatest predictor of future success and future failure, but like it still doesn't mean it's going to happen. And like I think that's what's like so crazy. Like I was watching football on Sunday, like I never get to do really, and it was like weird. Like you watch the games and like teams just don't look the same from week to week, and like that's just like you have to realize there's two sides of that coin when you're winning and when you're losing. And I think that's like shows the maturity of the team. Like obviously we got a big win last week versus the Bears without Lamar, and then we get Lamar back, and like we're not naive. Everyone sees what Lamar is. Like you feel that, like everyone feels that difference, like of having your MVP back. So I think it's good, but like the same thing is like just because we were a good team last week doesn't mean we're going to be a good team this week. Like it's still you have to go out there and play, and that's the thing about the NFL is everyone's really good. Like everyone's really good. Teams that don't win a game all year are still really good. Yeah, like they still have tons of good players. So I think that's a part of it is just like being real. Like it's a week to week league. Take it week by week.
I'm just curious, why do you think that is, that one week a team will look really good and the next week they look like a completely different team?
I mean, there's just so many variables in football. Like, first of all, it's such a possession-driven game where turnovers are so big. Like, turnovers in basketball, like, it sucks. But, like, you get the ball 30 seconds later. And I love basketball. I'm just saying, like, turnovers are obviously the number one predictor of success. Like, and then there's so many other things. Like, does this team match up poorly with you? Does this team match up well with you? Did you have a good week of practice? Is this guy sick? Is this guy having an issue at home life? Like, is the coach, he's sick all week? And like, there's so many like variables that like go into, it's like a crazy game. Like you could play the same team 16 times in a row. It's 16 vastly different games. Right. Just because like one, quality of talent is so high where if someone does play poorly, like they are exposed, at every position. And then if you play well, you can expose others because you're that good. And then also, like, there's 53 guys, so 48 guys active, 49. Like, that's a lot of people who got to, like, work together in either in a good way and a bad way. So, like, you have 48 different variables on both sides. Like, it's a scientist's nightmare. There's no control variable. Right. So, like, it's just, like, a bunch of random. And that's why, like, I think the league is so crazy because, like, obviously, sometimes, like, games go right as you expect them. And, like, everyone plays well and the better team wins. And then sometimes it's, like, that's crazy. Like, they let me score again. Like, and it's like the same play. It's like just like football is crazy. And it's like that's why I think it's so enjoyable for fans to watch. Just like that true level of like no one knows what's going to happen.
Right. Winning back-to-back games for this team. How much momentum does that build, or is there still this mentality of like, yeah, okay, we feel good.
Yeah.
We won 2 straight, but like, hey, that doesn't mean that we're going to necessarily play really great in Minnesota. You know what I mean?
Yeah, obviously, like human nature, you can't help but like the confidence builds when you get on a winning streak, and that's big time, and that's where we try to ride. Ride the highs. But like the saying, like the film, like I talk about film, like film's never as bad as you think, never as good as you think. Like it's really true. Like after a good game, you feel like you played a perfect game, and you go on there and you got killed a couple plays, and then after a bad game, you think it was the worst game ever. You realize, all right, we'll fix these plays and move on. I think like this is a good team. Like also you have the added variable of like more variables. You're on the road. It's super loud there. I've never played there, but I've heard it's super loud. They got the horn blowing apparently every third down. It's rowdy, so like that's another thing that we have to handle on offense. Like gotta be efficient and out of the huddle. Gotta be good with our communication, snap count, cadence, motions, like alignment. Everything has to be another level of excellence and preparation because of the fact there's so little less room for error. Can't yell at each other. You can't, hey, this is what we're doing. Like it's got to be nonverbal. It's got to be stuff. So that's the thing everyone faces in away games, but especially when you have a crowd like this that is really loud.
I almost feel like we play better in those situations. Like I feel like the offense has oftentimes risen up on the road when it is even tougher. Like because of, I don't know if it's because of that attention to detail. Why do you think that is?
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly like, it's like I don't know what effect in psychology or whatever, but like when like you're like truly like isolated as a group, like you have to like come together. And like when you're like, there's just you and the team there, like everyone else is cheering against you. You got to maybe get your family there. Yeah. So you got to be that. Obviously, you know, like you can't help but like know like, all right, the margin for error is smaller. Like we can't have miscommunication because we can't fix it. It's too loud. We can't hear it. Yep. And so like you have to be better with, you know, huddle, pre-snap, planning throughout the week. How are we going to identify this look, this under versus over front and different stuff? And obviously there's still difficulty even if you play better. Like everyone knows, like if you're on silent cadence, it's an advantage of defense because we can't hear the cadence. So like you got to find ways to like mitigate that and like know your timing with the center and everything and like find ways to mix it up. But yeah, certainly a great opportunity and a great challenge, and excited.
I want to go back to the room the tight end room that you talked about and the connection that you guys have. It's unique in a couple of different ways, but one that also stands out is the fact that all of you guys in there are in contract years. Like everybody in that room is in a contract year, and the future is uncertain. And I think for some groups that could have like a negative effect where guys are, you know, they're competing for the ball and they have everybody wants their touches and all that stuff. But I think that the connection and the respect that exists in your room is tangible, and it seems like you don't have guys that are out to get each other. And so can you talk about how just the fact that that's looming, but it's also not negatively affecting anything?
Yeah, I mean, it just takes like a certain level of maturity and respect, like among the room. Like I don't believe in lying to ourselves or each other. Like we all want the ball. Everyone on offense wants the ball. Everyone wants to be in the game. Everyone wants to block. Everyone wants to score touchdowns. Like that's what it is. Like. But like you have to deal with the reality of the situation, which is like we have a good room. Like no one's gonna play 99% of the snaps, and so like you have to make it like there's just like, you know, it's like there's just like choices you make in your life. Like you choose like what attitude you're gonna bring or like what kind of teammate you're. Those are choices. Like you choose how hard you're gonna play. You can't choose if you're gonna win or not. You hope you can, but like you can choose to be a good teammate and like choose to be happy for each other. And that's just like I think that's like a sign of maturity with the room and the coaches in there is like, hey, like obviously we all want the ball. We all want to play 100% of the snaps, but like we respect each other. We all work hard. There's a lot of talent in that room, and like we're just gonna go out there and play as hard as we can and be happy with whoever gets the touches, the snaps.
This offseason, there was buzz out there about Mark and the possibility that he could be traded and all. I mean, it came up after he scored 2 touchdowns at the trade deadline. People are like, "Is there a possibility?" Right? Which seems crazy. It just seems crazy for all that guy's done. When you saw that stuff, if you saw that stuff, what was your reaction knowing Mark the way you do?
I mean, I try to like stay off social media. Like I get on, like I'm a human, I get on sometimes, but like I try to stay off, especially during the season. Like I'll delete it for weeks at a time if I need to. I mean, people are entitled to their own opinion. Like they pay money to watch us play, but like Mark's a great player. He's a great teammate, one of my good friends. Like I got so much respect and like I care about that guy. Like it's hard to see that stuff because how much he's done to help the team over the years, and also like how unselfish he is, you know, like the guy's playing 90+% of snaps for a lot of time and now he's not. Like that's just like doesn't change the way he comes to work, doesn't change how good a teammate he is, and the effort and passion he brings for the game. I got nothing but good things to say about Mark. One day, I assume eventually throughout the career, you're not going to have the same teammates, and I'll miss these teammates. I hope it's a long ways down the road, but eventually life happens. So, or we're tired. We play together the whole career. Either way, eventually you're not going to have these teammates, and I'm going to miss guys like Mark and Pat.
Yeah. It's been fun to see your career and watch it over the course of your time here, both on the field and off the field. And you've developed into your role has grown, and seems like really kind of owned what your role is. And
it's changed.
And it's changed.
You came in as a receiving tight end out of college, and now you're primarily, in large way, now you're a touchdown machine.
Yeah.
But
Don't throw that high step
exactly. But you're blocking a lot, you know?
Yeah. So it's been cool to see that aspect as well as the leadership. I've seen you just take on, it seems like, sometimes you do it from a joking standpoint, but also and you bring levity to situations, but also to the point that you talked about earlier, there's a seriousness and a focus that you have as well. And I've seen you own both of those things. So can you talk about the evolution that you've seen in your career, both on the field and from a leadership standpoint?
Yeah. I have a really good support group in my life. Maddie, my fiance, love my life. She's my person. My family, my parents, my siblings, my friends, my coaches. I had a moment in my second year off season where I was just playing bad. It was OTAs or whatever. I was miserable. I wasn't playing well. I was stressing too much. And I think I said this before. I have a tight end coach I'm really close with and call him Mauser. He's my guy. And I was talking to him and I was just kind of complaining. Surprised me. He just kind of ripped me. He's like, hey dude, shut up. Stop complaining so much. You're being a wuss. I can't curse, but that's not what he said. But he said it a little more elaborate. He's like, dude, just go out there, play as hard as you can, have as much fun as you can. If you get fired, you get fired. If you play a million plays, you play a million plays. Just let it buff out and let it go. And rewired back to how I've played most of my life. It's just go out there and have fun. It's hard to come in the NFL. Guys aren't getting cut in college. I guess they are now, but when I was in college, guys aren't getting cut. There's not you walk in and your locker mate's gone the next day. And some of the stuff, it just took me some time to dude, just go play and let it buff out and let it be as it is. And I think that allowed me to have fun at the same time, play as hard as I can. I just don't think you can be serious all the time and really play your best football. They talk about, sports psychologists talk about the elite level of focus, or those sprinters. The elite level of sprinters aren't actually running as fast as they can. They're not feeling like that. They tell me, I forget what the number is, but they run 90%, whatever. And I feel like football is kind of like that. Obviously, sometimes you got to strain to the max, but even you got to be have some measure of levity and fun in your sport to play your best football. And then I think the evolution of the role thing is I try to be honest with myself, an objective. My parents instilled that into me, apologize. And my mom used to always get on me, because I'm just wrong. I have to apologize, and that's what I got to do. And it kind of comes with honesty by myself. And when I looked at the team, it's just it was pretty obvious. All right, where do I fall in this room, in this offense? What am I, the 8th option receiving? That guy ain't gonna play. And I was okay, how do I get on the field? I was well, Josh just left in free agency in 22 or 23. Pat's a really good blocker, but he's a fullback tight end. He's a different body style than myself. How can I provide value as my career in this team? And it's just be a good Y, be a good blocker, be able to block in line so you can now stretch with play action and stuff. And just embracing that, hey, what can I do? All right, I can hit the sled every day. I can get stronger. I can lift more, and just trying to be what I can for this team. And then also I love special teams. It's great too.
Yeah. It actually does remind me a little bit of Josh Oliver, who you just mentioned, who was a receiving tight end, who then became a really good blocker for us and then got a lucrative contract to go out to Minnesota.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's my guy. I'm excited to see him.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. And how do you look at yourself now and your game? Do you embrace the blocker aspect of it first and foremost, or how do you look at yourself now?
So much of it still is as long as I've gotten a few targets, make a play on the ball. If you're asked to block more, whether it's wide zone, gap scheme, whatever. Like football is the most coach controlled sport there is. Obviously, they call the plays, they call the coverages, they call the fronts. So like our job is to like take that and like do your best with it. And so like I really just try to be as like malleable as I can, and just like provide a value, whatever I'm in, and like that's also like why I value like special teams, because like it's just a chance to make an impact on the game and do what I'm asked to.
How much have you put on a lot of weight since you came into the league as a rookie?
Not like a ton of weight, but I've certainly got less fat.
I mean,
I'm on the opposite plan.
I thought you maybe just bulked up and got.
I'm heavier now. I'm like 270, 265.
Yeah, because I was curious if you had to change your diet, like if you had to change the way that you train in order to take on that blocking role.
A lot of it's just like common sense. Like,
yeah,
don't be out at Patty's till 2 a.m. in Ames. Like, stop going to mug night.
That'll hurt.
That'll help a little bit with the recovery and lifting. And then also, like, it is your job. Like, you're not going to class. Like, you have the off season. Like, if you can't take time to lift and get better in the off season, like, you don't care about your career. So, like, it's not that hard to like just spend a little more time in the weight room and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that someday, way down the road, when your playing career is done, that you'll go into coaching? I can see that for you.
Maybe. It's certainly a different time requirement.
Yeah.
And I think that like, I think it would also like the level would matter. Like I think I would struggle sometimes to coach at lower levels, because like the quality of football is like, I've now played in the league for a few years.
Yeah.
Like, but then I don't know. Like I love football. Like obviously coaching is different.
Yeah.
I'd like to use my degree at some point. I did work hard for it. My parents probably disappointed if I didn't.
What's the degree again? Remind listeners.
I got mechanical engineering and then a master's in finance.
Right.
I'd like to do something. I like to do something to help the world besides just block the C gap eventually. I love it, and I love it. Like I absolutely love it. But like eventually, I feel like I work so hard at that aspect of my life, and like I would like to use it at some point. But I can certainly see myself getting into coaching. Like I think football, like your ability to have impact on like young men's life and lead them through like challenging and formative years is like, I'm joking about like not having any impact on the world. Like football has tons of impact. Like it's beautiful. Like you see the impact in the community, you see the life of the city and the fans. Like there's so many good things about football, like bringing people together. And then coaching, you know, like being an impact on young players. And now like it's weird, like I'm a veteran now. I don't feel like a veteran. Like I'm only 26. Like I don't feel old, but like I'm 3 or 4 years older than the rookies now. And it's like they're asking me questions. I'm like, dude, like I don't know anything about life. I'm just trying to figure this out. I still text my dad when there's a car issue. Like, I don't know anything.
Hey, the check engine's light on. What do I do?
It's a disaster.
Well, someday maybe if you wanted to, acting I feel like could also the Severance. So you for listeners out there and viewers, go back and watch the schedule release video. And Charlie had a starring role in our Severance schedule release, and you nailed that. You nailed it.
It was not like preface that I was the main talker. Like I was not told that.
We didn't want to put too much pressure on you.
I just didn't want to hear my voice that much. I was like, just move. Where's the next guy talking?
You just hit the role so well.
Shoot, Cassie lied to me, man.
Well, you nailed it. You did a good job.
Well, Charlie, thank you so much, man. It's fun watching you play, and best of luck Sunday in Minnesota.
Thanks, guys.
You're listening to the Lounge Podcast. We are coming to you from the SeatGeek studio. We want to mention our partners at DraftKings Sportsbook. They are an official sports betting partner of the Baltimore Ravens. DraftKings Sportsbook, the crown is yours. Really enjoyed the conversation with Charlie. He's one of my favorite guys on the team. I think that a lot of times you can get kind of lost in like the humor.
Yeah.
But he's got great insight. And I hope that listeners took that away from the conversation with him.
Yeah, Charlie, he's a good player who's really grown and super smart guy. I mean, academic Heisman coming out of Iowa State in college, and you certainly see that come through. And he loves football. And so it's fun to talk football with somebody that loves it and eats and breathes and sleeps it like Charlie does, but also has the sense of humor to kind of poke fun at it sometimes, you know? And so, Charlie's a guy that could be here for a very long time. You talked about all these tight ends are in contract years, and it wouldn't surprise me at all if the Ravens strike a deal with him after the season is over.
Yeah.
And I hope so, but I also know that other guys like Josh Oliver, who the Ravens will see in Minnesota on Sunday, have also gone elsewhere and had good careers too. So, we'll see what happens. I'm hopeful that Charlie is here for a long time.
Yeah, the tight end situation is hard to handicap in terms of
it really is,
because it's like you could talk yourself into keeping multiple. You could go multiple different directions when you look at this group, knowing they're all free agents and they're all good players. That's the thing. Like, I don't think you look at that group and there's a weak link. Everyone does something differently, and I think that a guy like Charlie, as you mentioned it in the interview, he was a receiving tight end coming out of college. He just really, blocking was not his forte at all, but he's remade himself into that role because of the opportunity that existed. But he still has that ability to go up and get the ball and catch it in traffic, and probably better hands than a lot of people realize. Like, and that's one of the things I really like about him, is that like he has the ability to make some huge tough catches, and so like he can be out there and the defense can think, okay, this is a running play, and he's a perfect fit for like a play action play where you need 6 yards. Like he is made for that type of play, and at the goal line. Right. Like, that's part of the reason I think he's been able to get so open in these goal line plays, is because the defense will sell out to stop the running game and Derrick Henry, when here's Charlie Kolar getting wide open on a play that they just kind of forget about him. He jokes about it, but that happens.
He's kind of the perfect secret weapon.
Yeah.
You know, he's this guy who blocks 95% of the time, but man, when you throw it to him, he makes the most of his opportunities.
Yeah.
And makes those plays. So it's really cool. I will say, you know, the Ravens did bring in his college roommate, which we forgot to ask him about this, Jake Hummel. With those two are really good pals going back to Iowa State. So I
didn't even realize they were roommates.
Yeah, incentivize them to hang around. So it's pretty cool having both those guys here.
Yeah, absolutely. So as always, you can email us at thelounge@ravens.nfl.net. Of course, the game coming up on Sunday against the Minnesota Vikings. We are going to do more of a deeper discussion on that game coming up later this week, and do a full preview on what the Ravens need to do to get a win, get their 3rd straight win, and continue moving the season in the right direction. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and we'll be back with you again later this week.